Mm. Sorry, my phone had lost storage. Um, but back to it. So to be working at a place for 3 months, get a promotion, and then it's like I'm a manager. It's cool. It was nice. The pay was lovely. Um, it helped me get more things like into order, but then at the back of my mind, I'm still thinking I'm not doing what I need to be doing as far as for setting up, as far as for my business and focusing on that because I'm focusing on the main regular way that they've told us about getting money, which is, working for someone. So within doing that, and we're rolling into the new year, having a couple of bad situations with customers and being like, I've never experienced this. This is really new for me. I've never seen a place where customers act like this. They don't even act like this in Walmart. Um, so, mm, hungry to finish my little workout. Um, with all of that, I think it was maybe after having the new year, then actually going and considering, do I really actually want to go and be here? If you look on the calendar, it says like, I don't know, on yours, on mine, it said Epiphany Day. It was like Epiphany. And it was a situation with these two customers and these gentlemen that were, I did not realize were gay. Um, Come in belligerent, acting a fool, wanting a refund, wanting their money back. And I'm like, well, this is the policy. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done. Working with another manager at the store and her seeing that this is getting out of hand after all the threats are made. And I'm like, this is something that I've not witnessed before. And then they're saying, you know what, I need to leave. I'm going to leave for the rest of the day, which I was pretty much over. Um, but getting home and realizing like that was a lot and it was a bit much and not sure if I could even work there. Thinking about like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what's best for my household? Am I doing the best thing for me, for my mental? Became a big factor with everything that's already going on and I'm dealing with and coping with in the world and certain situations that I've been in and dealing. I found myself saying it's not worth it. I'm too good. I'm too good for this. You can have it. And sometimes I don't think with people do they realize, you know what? There's some situations you don't have to go and put yourself in, or knowing when this is a learning situation, and I have to see like, you know what? Am I going to go and to want to walk into a place where I'm going to be disrespected and it's going to be tolerated on a corporate level, and versus having set rules be in place, you just say, well, with the times and with the pandemic, it's going to, you're going to come across a lot of people like this, especially in our business. And I'm like, no. So thinking on that and being depressed for a couple of days and thinking like, do I really want to go and stay here? Go and then come to the conclusion that it's not. Um, Giving them a letter of resignation because I felt like it was a toxic and unsafe work environment. Um, from there, 2 weeks go by. In the 2 weeks, randomly, I was in there having a conversation with my mother, making sure, checking on her, making sure she's good. It's early in the morning. And what strolls across the news? Then the two gentlemen that I had that was a fiasco in the store were on the news for shooting someone and having a shootout here in Las Vegas. And they found them in Texas. So I say all that to say, my judgment was not off. It was not a good place, nor a good environment for me. And sometimes you have to know when to walk away and when is you just don't need it. It's bad. It's above me now because I was most certainly above that situation. Leading it into feeling a bit more free, getting back to my mental health, getting back to my therapy sessions, um, family coming into town, with certain things lifted, having those conversations on not to be ripping and running in the streets because my mother's still elderly. I still have freedom of choice, and um, if you bring something in, this is, yeah, a whole nother subject. But leading it into, I wonder, is anybody else or is it just me going through picking out employment, deciding is this a place that you want to be at, or focusing on your own business and establishing that and functioning in a world that seems to be um, an unwavered territory, just about. Um, Seeing a lot of videos, a lot of shows that are being made from different perspectives. Some shows to me, I seem like it's like a little spreading a little propaganda because we're trying to put things in certain people's minds, where it is they are creating the narrative into reality for people, and I'm seeing that this some things are a scenario that is being implanted and pushed out on society, and I don't really sometimes seem to think that they are even aware that it's even being pumped out to them. Because to me, in some things, words are spells, and I don't think that people are even aware that. Did you realize like what they just said? Like certain things that are even being said on the news, which I have to then stop watching because me and my, we'll get into arguments. So, um, but focusing on the bigger picture at hand, because like there's a scripture in the Bible that says down to the smallest thing does not question where their food and source comes from. So why would you? And I think with people going and deciding to go and take the injection or to not, it's making a divide to where what are you willing to do for us for income? And to me, it's almost like prostitution. And there's just certain things that I'm not willing to do. And if that's what I'm going to do, then that's what I'm going to do. But it's going to be my choice. And I don't think that a lot of people are realizing that, is it your choice? Or are they making it seem like your choice, but it's really not? But you really do have a choice. They're just making it seem like, once again, like you don't. It's been a lot dealing with personal lives as well. And on this little spiritual journey, and I even thought on, do I want to go into erase my other little video and keep this like as a diary, or do it like everybody else's? Um, I'm just gonna do them almost like I feel like it's a little diary, and once again do it as a check-in. Once again, because I have not seen anybody or a lot of people even speak on mental health or even sharing on their mental health journey and is really aware and being conscious of yourself and the things that are going on around you and certain things and that trigger you and why you do the things that you do and on a society level. And I took my daughter to Barnes and Noble, and it was like a section, and it's on political science, and it shows like breaks down like with societies and like certain things in the way that they're like set up, and that's like a a project. Like I remember in school, it's an experiment that they're testing out, and I see it like it's being done with people. And I've always been a person to where I sit back and I just observe and just look and just am aware of certain things, and I just watch people see how they move, and it just be interesting because I'm like, what you say and how you move, it's not adding up, and I can't stand a motherfucker like that because it gets on my fucking nerves because it's like, you say that, you say that, break it out, yeah, but it's not working. It's really not working, but and going and being aware on a personal level and living my life, and a lot of videos and content I guess I could have put out, but I did not, because almost being embarrassed and being caught up in the fiascos of things. I was like, you know what? I just really want to go and document that. Um, if nothing else, it was a situation yesterday, and a friend of mine had a loved one that passed, and he was like, "This is my only picture and video that I have of them." I'm like, well, I guess that's a good thing for us for social media, because other than looking at videos and seeing people break into their entrepreneurship, I really don't be on there, and I don't really be liking to post pictures and videos because I like to be really private, but I do like the mirror and whatnot. So, um, doing doing my videos on personal lives and how if you're aware of yourself and certain things that are going on around you, life kind of does guide you. You know, as the creator, he gives everyone freedom of choice and will. So things have, on that point, have been a little weird, because I don't know, having growing up with brothers and seeing how things are for us for men, and seeing how patriarchy certain things are, because my mother is so hard on me and kind of light on my brothers in certain aspects. um I don't know, it makes it easier to identify parts with men, especially with black men. And I saw as of some point people were doing videos on black men and how they are and certain aspects that they don't share. um I saw that that needed to kind of be delved in a bit more, because once again, with being aware of yourself, and we are energy beings, and we are, I feel like, being a nurturer, especially being a mom, it's kind of like having a gift where people are drawn to you and you're drawn to healing and wanting to nurture people. Um, so I find myself in that space a lot in this pandemic, where trying to give words of encouragement, and then sometimes not even taking that myself. So even making this year being a guiding point for, you know what, I'm going to give myself advice by taking myself out of it, and if looking at the situation and giving myself advice that I would give to another person and using it, because I'll sit back and I'll hear myself speaking and be like, you know what, I should take my own advice because I'm experiencing the same thing. I'm just saying, step out there and just do it. And doing this video is even a lot for me, because I don't like to go in the share, and I'm a private person. But once again, I do like, but once again, being a private person, but I keep hearing and it coming up that through sharing your story, you can help someone. And we are all different reflections of ourselves. Um, if you're willing to have empathy and look at things from a different perspective that other than your own. Um, it's a lot to balance and to maintain, but it's kind of like once you kind of learn it, it's kind of good. It feels kind of nice. Even doing this video, it freaking stopped, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to load this in, how to put it together, or maybe I might send it to my niece, because I'm not to that point yet, because certain things that I'm going to talk about, I think it's not meant for her. But yeah, and just kind of getting out there and getting back into life. But I don't know. I'm going to figure out how to maybe upload this and just do it, because maybe then this will be a part of my video diary, in working on my coping skills and having gratitude, stepping out of working with depression and being grateful for the small things, to, being able to see the bigger picture, with not working and them acknowledging it was a bad place. Because I've never had a place go and let me know, like, oh, we see that the place is unsafe, but we just see that maybe it's just not the right place for you, and then that goes into people coming up with different backgrounds and different environments, and it's like, oh, I love my people, but you know better than it. You really know better than to go in there acting like a purity ass. But that's what it kind of goes and comes down to. Um, yeah, it really does. But having going back into the personal life and aspect of things, there are a lot of people out here struggling and that are really going and trying to get by as far as with men, some women, a lot of women with children. There's a couple here, they beat their child nearly almost to death, and now they're wanting their child back, and they're saying, they learned better from their wrongs, and it kind of just looked like when they were upset with each other, they just took it out on the child. So if the husband was mad, he took it out on the child. If the wife was mad at the husband, she took it out on the child. So it's like, you never know what a person is going through, and to be empathetic and to try to put yourself in their line of shoes. Um, so I'm trying to be more open-minded and not be as hard, um, especially as far as of a love life and of an intimacy. So I just want to kind of know, like, is anybody else kind of experiencing the things as far as on with work and picking out a place to be at and seeing in these times like, oh, they don't give a fuck about you or not, like your child could be sick and they want you there, and the pay's not even enough, and that before the world shut down what you were making was way more than what you're making now. So it's like, would I go backwards or am I going to go forward? Because I could be at home and working on my hobby that I can go and turn into my business and making my own income. So I'm going to end it here so I can then just, I guess, post it. Once again, I'm going to go and make sure I go and work on trying to go and get better with these. So let me know. I'm just asking. So that's me. I'm signing out. Hopefully I do, like I said, upload it.